Hi everyone. So I did a bit of a rose review and just a chat through some of my roses earlier in the week, and I got a lot of messages from people just to say that it was really useful. So I've got some dahlias this time to show you and just talk through some of my favourite varieties. This is actually my third season of growing dahlias now, and the first year I grew dahlias I just grew absolutely everything I could. I think even though I was a newbie, I probably got a good sort of 30 tubers. So even in that first year, I got to know what I really loved, and then, what wasn't really my favourite, what worked really well in my garden. So now I have tried a few new varieties this year. I start my tubers inside in March, plant out in May. I did try a few new varieties, but to be honest, I kind of stick to what I know now, stick to what I know and love. So these are some of my favourites, and you've probably seen them all in my arrangements. I talk about them all the time just because I really, really love them, and I just find them so healthy and they produce a lot of flowers in my garden. So we have to start with this one. This is Ivana. So as you can see, I'll show you this one. Let's meet some of these, shall we? Just so you can see her a bit better. So this is Ivana. It's kind of, so she's actually not, the blooms, generally they're not as big as things like, the cafe or late dahlias, but I have found where I put her this year, she's been so happy, and some of the flowers that she's been producing have just been huge. And she's just been absolutely amazing. So that's just a pin frog there, and you can see how strong and sturdy the stems are, and they're a really good length as well. So I've been able to cut a lot of stems, and also just really enjoy her in the garden because she's so happy out there. You might be able to see behind me actually, yeah. So I've just left her to it, and I cut maybe once a week just to enjoy them, and yeah, just amazing. So there's one there, Ivana. I love cutting her, just a little bit of pittosporum there. I'll show you that actually. It's if you want a bit of foliage to go with your dahlias, that's a really beautiful shrub. Yes, that's my Ivana. Would highly recommend growing Ivana, especially if you're new to growing dahlias. Let's move Ivana over here, and then here's where my pin frog doesn't balance. Okay, so this is a beautiful one too. So this is Rosella, and once again, so I grew Rosella in my first year as a beginner gardener, and I've just always loved it. Just a really, really beautiful dahlia, very healthy, produces blooms earlier in the season, I find, because and you obviously get the really bright colour. So if you want something bright, it's going to stand out. Again, if you look at my arrangements, most of them have Rosella in there somewhere. So I've got quite a lot of tubers now. The thing is, once you buy a tuber, I store them and lift them, and then you've got them, you can divide them, and that's your stock then. So obviously, you might lose a few sometimes. There's things like gow and things to contend with, but I haven't had to buy any more Rosellas just because I've had them for a few years now, and tubers have done really well. So I've got those in the raised, just in the cutting bed as well. And I also love Rosella in my main back border, which, she just sort of, I kind of put her in the middle. She could even go at the back, because she does get good height. Actually, front, middle, back. It's one of those ones that is just really versatile, because my garden's so full anyway. So cottage garden style, I could have just Rosella popping out of the front, or just really a really beautiful, versatile dahlia, and obviously the colour is perfect. So I grew this one for the first time this year. I'm pretty sure that's my white aster, because I just wanted a plain pom-pom for arrangement, so I thought that would be a really good one to just try out as well. And I'm really happy with it. It did exactly what I thought it would. It's kind of just like a all-white version of Wizard of Oz. If you've grown that one before, white aster, that's you get what it says. It's basically just a white pom-pom dahlia. Just really, really pretty. Happy with that. It's just a really simple little bud vase there. Linda's Baby. So this is the only dahlia I grow that's I did have Mango Madness. I decided not to grow it again. Lovely if you love, you know, the bright dahlias. But yeah, I'm not growing Mango Madness again. But that was another good one. But I just tend to stick to Linda's Baby. It's just a really beautiful pom-pom dahlia there. You can't go wrong with Linda's Baby. Just a really healthy pom-pom type dahlia. This is my Cafe au lait. So I have my cafes are all Cafe au lait rose. So you get the, I don't know if you can see that, all of them, the flowers on one plant could be quite different. So you may find you get a really pink one, or one that's kind of a bit more like this, or Cafe au lait rose. Hi Pop. Cafe au lait rose is, what have you bought me something, you golden retrieving? Cafe au lait rose is a really good option as well. I have been meaning to get some of those tubers, but I prefer to go for the rose or the royal rather than just the plain cafe personally, just because I like the tinge of pink there. But yeah, you've got to have a cafe really, haven't you? So I'll show you one of my, I think I've got Eveline in there, which I want to show you, is another gorgeous dahlia. So this one, so I might have to bring it out of the arrangement so you can see it properly, but I absolutely love, where's she gone? So I have these have been cut a few days now, so, oh here we go. Let's just take her out so you guys can see. I absolutely love, all these are gorgeous if you want something to grow with dahlias. They are the Chantilly pink snapdragons, absolutely stunning. But yeah, so this is the Dahlia Eveline. You've got to have Eveline. It's, again, just so beautiful. It's got just the tinge, so it's a white, very white dahlia, and it's got the tinge of purple. And this is probably not the best. See how that's kind of, I thought that was really interesting in the arrangement, how it's grown. That's my staking has been terrible this year. But yeah, that's a really lovely dahlia. I would highly recommend growing Eveline. What have I got in here? So this, I think that's my Stolz von Berlin. Let me see if I can get that out for you, because I was going to rearrange this anyway. Let's take that out. And I'll show you some of the flowers that I've paired with it actually. That might be quite useful. This is, I'm pretty sure that's my Stolz von Berlin. Again, I would highly recommend this dahlia. Really lovely pom-pom. Snap the stem. Still quite long now, I'll put that in a bud vase. Yeah, so just a really lovely pearl lilac dahlia, very healthy. I grew that for the first time last year and actually had it in the front garden, and then I did divide my tubers and I bought more just because I did want to increase my stock of that one. So yeah, some beautiful, those are probably my favourites. I think I'm missing Wizard of Oz because I'm just waiting for the second batch of blooms from that one. But yes, Wizard of Oz is similar to this. You've probably seen it all over my page. It's just like a pale pink version. So I highly recommend Wizard of Oz too. I'll do a separate post where I could just pin some favourite dahlias. So obviously we're not in the season to buy the tubers, but I think it's good to take notes, isn't it, while you're in the season, and that's what I'm doing at the moment. I keep seeing people growing dahlias. I'm like, I want that. So I just save it ready for when I start think about purchasing extra tubers, which is like sort of February time, or even January sometimes if you're pre-ordering. I'll show you this one. So I have to show you these just when I've got them and they're in bloom, because they're just stunning. I love them so much. I'm really obsessed with them and I can't wait to collect the seeds from these. I just snapped that stem, I keep doing that today. These are snapdragons and they are the Chantilly pink, and I grew those a couple of years ago now and I just completely fell in love with them. They're so beautiful. I'm growing them for arrangements. They're very structural. So when I'm doing my arrangements, I like to have the spike flowers. So for me, after growing a couple of different things, I prefer just to have snapdragons as that, or larkspur. Delphiniums obviously if we're earlier in the season. But I've got a wedding which I'm doing next year, so I'm going to grow some more snapdragons. So things like this are just so beautiful to just add that extra texture and just structure. But yeah, Chantilly pink, aren't they beautiful? Almost just want to do a little hand tie with that. I might just have to have a play around with some of these now. Now I've taken them out of the bigger arrangements. But yeah, I hope that was useful. Let me know if there's any particular dahlias you really like the look of, and yeah, just comment your favourite and let me know.